We did try to record a little bit before, and it stopped recording because our rearview mirror fell off, and it was probably around the point where we were calling it 160k. And we're on the Stewart Highway, and we'll be on this for another few hours. So yeah. The next question is, are you single? You are intimidating.
Are you intimidating, or are the boys intimidated? Which are two very different things.
A woman is more direct, or when they are, a certain way, they are told that they are difficult, control freak. But then, if women are a bit too friendly or tapping into their femininity, we're not taken seriously. So yeah, I guess it poses the question, am I intimidating, or are the people who say want to talk to me or whatever, are they intimidated? Because they are two different things. I like to think that I do live authentically and true to myself. And if people do find that intimidating, so be it. The other part of the question, am I single? I am single.
Complicated people.
Excuse you. Abby, are you single?
Yes, I am single.
And she is quite keen to mingle. Just mingle.
Just mingle.
Do you get a lot of messages from thirsty guys in your DMs? Short answer, yes.
Yes, but not as much as you, probably.
That's probably just because I'm a bit more active on social media.
That's probably.
And then she feels anxious when we don't message her.
I do not.
Fucking weirdo.
I do not.
I absolutely love having great conversations on social media, and I feel like I do have quite a few social media friends, and I've made connections where I'm like, oh my goodness, this person's amazing, we have great conversations. So I'm not opposed to DMs. I think I actually really enjoy getting some really insightful DMs and things. You do get a lot of compliments and stuff, which is nice. It makes you feel good. I'm going to put a disclaimer out there, we're not going to be commenting on this much further. But the next question is, are your boobs real?
I can comment on your boobs for you.
Go on. My body is very real, but we're not talking any further about my boobs. Hey Simona. Haven't spoken in a while, but how are you going with the MBA? Does it pay itself off? Are you doing it full-time or part-time? So for those of you that don't know, I am also studying. I'm doing my MBA, which is Masters in Business Administration, and it has kind of taken over my life. I've had a pretty major career change as well. I was working clinically as a physiotherapist, but now I am a consultant. Still in the healthcare space, so still using all the knowledge that I've gained over the last few years. I don't think this opportunity would have come about without me having started my MBA. Skills that I'm developing through my MBA translate to other parts of my life. This particular course and this particular degree really makes you introspect and think about your own ways of not just working, but your own life. Where I think when I was studying physio, it was very outward, like you are learning a specific degree to do a specific job. Does it pay for itself? I think personally, for my life decisions and the way it's kind of going, yes. You can get to the same spots without doing an MBA, of course. It really depends on what you're looking for. I'm still very early on into it. I am doing it part-time, so I'm doing it over 2 years, this year and next year. So I've just finished about just over 1 quarter. It's also a big financial commitment. So keep in mind, you can get all these skills without doing an MBA, but I'm loving it. And I think it's just going to be a massive asset to my life going forward. It already has been. So I think that track record kind of gives me that reassurance that, yeah, this is the right thing to do for me. Tell us a little bit about your decisions behind doing OT.
I guess right after school, I did biomed. At the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just liked science. I essentially hated biomed.
Sorry, totally interjected. Did you feel like you kind of needed to have that plan to do med because everyone else was?
No, that's just too stressful for me to not the study bit. I think the study would have been fine for me, but more so later on,
the actual job.
Working. Didn't really know what I wanted to do for a few more years after that. So I eventually decided to do OT. I did my masters at La Trobe and I absolutely loved it. In terms of the content compared to biomed, it was just all so practical. It just all made sense, and I just felt like, later on in my career, it was all stuff that I was going to use. Made some really great friends, and also like the staff as well. Just like in terms of looking after well-being, because I started in 2020, so we transitioned to online learning because of COVID.
You got all your placements, so that was really good as well.
Yeah, probably the reason I'm an OT now. But,
next one, thoughts on an Tate ban? We both agree. Yeah. Listening to that podcast earlier, and I think they were definitely talking about tapping into young men earlier to be allies, but not so much the whole how can we help in these situations, but more so work on yourselves and figure out what are those biases and those beliefs that we kind of like believe in terms of masculinity, femininity and things, and sensationalizing people like him. And the fact that he is so popular amongst young people really says a lot about our current society. And there's a lot of people that have been saying like just like shadow ban him, don't talk about him and stuff, and I'm like, no, I think it's important to speak about why is it that he is so popular amongst young people.
Pretty much like all of that like toxic masculinity, it's like a societal problem. Typically blame men because it's like that's the stuff that they're taught from such a young age. As men, it's just like you're supposed to be like strong and
what does that mean?
Not
or
express
like
your emotions, like you're supposed
like,
to be like the man or whatnot.
It's like don't throw like a girl. What are you trying to say? A girl's weak?
But even like for us as well, like unconsciously, like when we think of like a man, like what do we think of? And you know, subtly taught from like such a young age.
And dingo stole her wife's bag when she went to NT. Did you have any wild animal experiences on this trip? I saw more dingoes when I was in Gari, Fraser Island. We did accidentally drive through a dirt track. We did have heaps of wild horses along this track. And one of them crossed our road as well. As soon as we were driving, it's like, this is the time that I think I'm going to cross the road. I think we've had a toad in our room.
Yeah, it was in our bag eating our cereal.
Oh, we had a few cats that really wanted our food last night. You are so up yourself. You need to come back down to earth.
Elaborate, what makes you think that, mate?
I love myself, and if that comes across as being up myself, cool. Feel free to unfollow me because I don't need your support. Always got the ability to stop interacting. Use that to your ability rather than being anonymous and being rude. Oh, I've got some lovely messages. You are super sexy. What motivates you to maintain it? Look, I don't think I'm intentionally, actively trying to maintain sexy.
Don't lie, I motivate you to maintain
I think I'm just trying to live life the most authentically I know how. And as I'm learning and growing, trying to incorporate that into my life as well. And if that comes across as super sexy, I'm really glad. Then I've got some lovely comments. Hi, your pics are awesome. The next one's for me. Have you ever gotten into a fist fight?
Right now.
We get into fist fights every day. Feel sorry for your friend. You only invite her to take pictures of you non-stop.
I feel sorry for myself too. And we actually enjoy traveling together, believe it or not.
I can't imagine doing a trip like this with anyone else.
Oh.
We form one functioning human being.
That is very true. One very well.
Yeah, actually, I think we travel pretty similar. We enjoy similar things. We also like to compromise on similar things. So, like, for example, if we were to stay at a backpackers or we're not like, our accommodation's dingy or we're having a very average food one night, we're both okay with that if it means we get experiences like this. So not everyone's okay with that. I think different people have different levels of luxury that they travel with, but I think we've both grown to like similar things, so it actually works really well.
Also, like the photo taking aspect, like I would rather take your photo than you take a photo of me.
And
so
I don't think it
also,
takes up a lot of our time.
That's like 1% of the trip.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you probably spend just as long taking your photos, but they don't come out as nice.
What's our favorite brand? And there was no specific category in brands or anything, so I'm just going to take this time to shout out to Zero Co, a brand that I absolutely love working with. I love buying their products. They're basically home cleaning products that support a circular system, so you're not contributing to more waste. Containers are beautiful around the home, but they're also made from plastics that have been recycled from the ocean. You send back your packets with all the product, and they will send through. Well, you buy them, and then they send through refills. So you're not contributing to more waste. And I was recently in Fraser Island, Gary, and I see that they've got major partnerships with the cleanups over there as well. So I think everywhere I see, I'm just like, they're just doing amazing things. So big shout out to them. Absolutely love them. And I had another question: will I come to Bali in November?
Will you? Or me?
Will we? Absolutely, if we had the leave. Why not? Shout out to my workplace. If you're watching this, I would love to leave to go to Bali in November. I hope you guys enjoyed this really random Q&A from the Not Gonna Lie link from my Instagram. But if you really enjoyed this and you want to see more really raw, authentic content, please make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe. And hit me up on Instagram or on YouTube. Comment, just interact with me, because I actually do love connecting with you guys. Hello to my best friend Abby. She hates being in front of the camera. Anyways, thanks so much for being here, guys. Catch you later.